Paul Willoughby is one of our longtime staff members here at Crossroads, and for many of his 17 years with us, he hosted a middle-of-the-night open line broadcast called Nightlight. Do you remember that, if you're up in the middle of the night, as a lot of people are? Recently, God has led Paul into a new area of ministry as he's following his heart, God's heart really, to reach out to some of the most desperate and hurting people in the world. Paul, we're going to miss you as part of our Crossroads team here, right here in the building. But we know you're following God's heart.
Thank you so much, Ron. And even hearing Moira and Jerry talk off the top about the events of yesterday, it just speaks to us again how broken we all are. Mm-hmm. We're all broken. But it's not until we acknowledge we're broken that God can really do something with us. But there is a segment of society who I believe perhaps are some of the most broken, and they are the Dalits, or Dalit, however you may pronounce their name.
Now, some are saying, now, that's a new term to me. I'm not familiar with Dalits. Maybe you can explain what that is.
Formerly called untouchables, that's the name others within the caste system gave to them. But the Dalits themselves took the name Dalit because it spoke of who they are. They are broken. They feel crushed every day. And here are some shots of some precious Dalit children who are getting an English-based education so that they can have a difference. And Dalit Freedom Network Canada is making a difference in their lives. And that's why we want so much to be a part of that. And coming up this Saturday, actually, Saturday, September 21st, is our first Hope for Dalits dinner in Brampton at Bombay Palace at 6 p.m. And today's the last day for people to get a ticket who may want to come. Kumar Swami, himself a Dalit, who was told by his mother when he was a boy, "You're a Dalit, you'll always be a Dalit, you'll never be anything but a Dalit," had his life changed when he encountered the truth that he was made in the image of God. And he had value. He'd never heard that before. That changed his life. He'll be our guest.
Now, Paul, you've spent time in India
4 years.
Over the years, and it's, you know, God did something to break your heart, I guess, with what really is breaking his in seeing the oppression and the difficult life, because you know that the caste system has really caused. So, share with us some of the things that the Dalit Freedom Network is able to do to make a difference.
Dalit Freedom Network Canada, along with DFN International, is making a difference in the lives of Dalit children in English-based education. Only that will help them break free of the caste system and really have a chance for a new beginning. Precious children like this precious Connie Maury. You know what? God cares so much. We're also helping with skills training for women. We are helping with health care. And we are seeking to make a difference one life at a time. We have over 30,000 children in over 107 English-based schools throughout India. Wow. This in the last 10 years. The Dalit leaders came to Joseph D'Souza, our international founder and president, and said, "Would you help our children to get an English-based education? Would you help our women with health care?" And so Joseph began that. I believe he's the modern day Wilberforce. And so God's heart is for the broken, and somehow our heart has been touched that way. In a trip to India back a few years ago, I was flying from one city to another. And as I was flying and reading just the magazine in that airline, the airline magazine, Jet Airways, and as I saw the pictures of Indian men and women, I began to weep and cry. And wherever I traveled that trip of 10 days or so, I just was broken, be it in a rickshaw, in a taxi, on a plane, sensing the heart of God for the people of India and the Dalit people in particular.
How many would there be that are considered
250 million to 300 million would be considered Dalit, 1/4 of India's population of 1.2 billion people. But this coming Saturday night, Saturday night, the Hope for Dalit dinner in Brampton at the Bombay Palace, and
Information's on the screen there.
Dalitfreedom.net. They can also call. There's a phone number there. Just call, ask for David, and you can get a ticket. Today is the last day to get those tickets.
Well, Paul, God bless you in this new venture of ministry for you. We've loved having you around here, but we know that this is really where your heart is, and God has put this on your heart.
May I say this, Ron? Yeah. One of the loves of my heart for Crossroads has been their heart for the broken. And the prayer center that allows people 24/7 an entrance in to talk to someone, pray with someone, that is a key of this ministry. And that's one of the things forever I will be grateful for, that Crossroads cares for people and 24/7 allows them to reach out for help through prayer.
Thank you, Paul. God bless you.
Thank you, Ron.